So Aquarians, let's see what's in the store for your sign, or rather to say our sign. Aquarians for Aquarius transition. So that's January 22nd to, what is it, February 19th. So Aquarius for Aquarius transit. So hopefully this is pretty cool for us, in spite of the squares that I told you in the beginning. So let's see. Aquarius, 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 and Aquarius. Let's see the main actually pointers. I got 3 of sea, I got the moon reversed, and I have 3 of earth. Look at that, the spirit of cooperation, and this one really wants to be pulled out, fire kitten. We will be busy, we'll be doing things, we are going to be burning a little bit 2 ends of the candle, but we'll be also meeting people. It's going to be trying to figure out different people, different ideas, and it's going to be the more the merrier kind of a thing. I think it's going to be about coming together. It's going to be about how do we do certain things. Even the moon, and some of you, when you see reversed card, you flip. But actually the moon reversed is actually better than the moon upright. So how's that? Sorry, I told you I'll be coughing. I'm not fully healthy, but I'm healthy enough to read. So here we have like those fireflies. Here we have the kitty, the famous feature, these pretty eyes that can see everything in the dark. But that's the also problem. We are not a cat. We don't see everything, and we sometimes perceive darkness when basically maybe there is light, or maybe there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And that's exactly what starts to happen when we kind of like turn things around, right? So this is like what we really need to focus on. And let me just zoom this out so we can see this better. So we need to focus rather on those details, because this is really telling us about this transition, that maybe something that has been rigid, and yeah, we can get rigid, right? We do know that, especially when we think we are right. I don't know, like nothing is shaking us up. Like, I mean, like tornadoes, everything is like moving houses and trees, but Aquarians are standing, kind of a thing. Of course, right? Like we are not telling this anybody else. But look at this. We have like these 2 kitties, and saying, hey, come on, join over. There is like enough room for you to kind of sleep. It's a sea lion, so hey, okay, cat family, sort of. So keep in mind that there is like some kind of like understanding that we are seeing certain things. We are not willing to be a part of a fight. That's more or less what I'm picking up. Whatever it is, whoever it was that maybe we had, I don't know, disagreement with, or maybe there's like somebody who is estranged. That's also very, very possible when I see the moon, because that, guys, also talks about past lives. So let me tell you a little bit more about that. So past lives come into play when you kind of like really need to find these missing pieces in this life. So what are the missing pieces? This is like, some people call it a bucket list, but most people put really ridiculous things on this bucket list. So I need to do bungee jumping, something. No, these people are, okay, let's not label this, but you know, like in which direction I was going. No, bucket list is, I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to go to enlightenment. I'm going to be kinder. And maybe even removing eye, kind of a thing. So past lives, to me, it's kind of like feeling that you're completing the puzzle, and like there is a shift, you know, like for those of you who did karma reading with me, you would know that I tell you, like, I mean, in this stage there is this shift, and then you're going to go in this one, and that's what you really need to accomplish. So this is kind of like how it's going to feel this month. Or you might actually meet somebody who is going to kind of like push you and twist you, and kind of like make you a little bit more pliable. And guess what? We'll be more than willing to actually do that. We'll be more than willing to be really putty in somebody else's hands. So I'll be stopping my recording from time to time because I really need to cough, and I really don't think you would appreciate me coughing it out, because it's really, really not fun. So let's see. Let's put all the cards. 8 of Earth. So this will be 8 of Pentacles. Whoa, stars. This one is fantastic. It's my favorite card from any deck. Of course, it's not technically absolutely correct, but look at this. Kitty looking at basically the constellation of what I'm going to be when I grow up, kind of a thing. So this is absolutely lovely. Then we have Fire Tom. Then we have Nine on Sea, reversed, both of them. Then we have Fire Queen. Look at them. It almost looks like there is a mismatch in energy with someone. It almost looks to me that we are kind of like really figuring certain things out, and that maybe we really badly wanted to be somewhere with someone, possibly feel like a little kind of like piece of happiness. It kind of like really felt that way, but it was something that kind of like gave birth to who we really are. Aquarians, you know, like other people maybe can say anything they want about us, but we are really kind and we really want to help people. Not necessarily that we'll be around them 24/7. We are not that kind of help. We are help when you call us. We will be the one who will help you move. We will be the one who will kind of bring you hot tea or soup, right? You know, all of that. So it looks to me that in spite of somebody kind of like possibly being in some of your lives, you're still feeling, what about me? I still need to commit to me. It's kind of like very interesting take over here. So let's see. And then we have Earth King. So you see, it almost looks like there either is somebody who is maybe not sure if we are it. He's kind of like just like the the page of fire that we had, kind of like burning his tail, and this dude here as well is doing the same, but this guy is a little bit more agile. He is able to kind of like navigate his things around, and maybe they were able to navigate us as well, and that's not very hard to navigate us. Not that we are stupid, but we kind of like find everybody and everything interesting until they're not interesting anymore. It's kind of like that duality that we have, and that's because we are sign number 11. So it is really important. We are sign number 11, and now we are living through this year number 4. And by the way, if you guys didn't order my annual taroscopes, it's up to you. I'm not pushing anything anymore. One of my resolutions, I really want peace this year, and since you're Aquarius, most likely you're along the same path, because it's a really funny story about this card. There is like something that is called Fool's Journey, right? So stopping this for a second, you know what I'm going to do. So much fun having pneumonia, tell you. So you have to put it in context that this is card 17, and this is basically base vibration is 8, because 1 and 7 is 8. And we have also another 8 that is kind of like doubling it down. 9s are usually not changing anything, right? You can add a 9 to any number and the vibration is going to stay the same. For example, let's say 3 and 9 is 12, and 1 and 2 is 3. So again, we are back to it. Just it's going to work with any number. So this, let's forget for now. So we have these 8s because everybody else is a phase. Or this could be different phases of us. It could be different kind of like things where you really want to go, because this is that initial cross of the Celtic cross that I really want to talk to you. And so here we see the mom cat kind of like saying, okay, time to learn, time to kind of like get a new skill. Maybe there's like something that we wanted, and maybe we played with this, but we didn't really take it seriously, or we didn't get it to the level where we can be or we want to be. And now we are finally dreaming. So I feel, guys, this is not necessarily just something of the last month. I think this is something that we are maybe doing it in 2, 3, 4, or even 5 years. And this is the year number 4. It's a universal number 4, right? So which means there were like kind of like steps and processes that actually you had to go through it. Your personal year could be really different, right? So if you don't know what your personal year is, please email me. You'll find my email down in the description, and I'll send it to you. You just have to send me your birth date, full birth date, and I'm going to tell you what number you are and in which personal year you are. So free of charge. So put it in perspective. Card number 16, just the one before, it's nothing like this. it's the big freaking tower. And I don't know, like, if there it is over here somewhere, that I don't have to mess it up, the entire deck. I just want to see if I can pull it up. Well, Tower is generally basically about the destruction of our core ideas. Tower really talks about us needing to kind of like realize that maybe our ego kind of like went too far and too high, and that like we need to really kind of like ground ourselves to a point of realization, hey, you know what, I'm not really that important. We live in life where ego is extremely important, and I have to hide it so you cannot see everything that is coming up over here. So in tarot we have like this Fool's journey. So Fool is going through all these major arcanas, and Fool is actually learning his kind of like lessons through it. In lessons number 16, he is saying, well, I'm just giving everything up. I just cannot deal with this. This is just too much for me, and of course I cannot find Tower. Like, I'm going through it, unless it's going to be the very last one, of course. It's going to be something that we are going to probably get in a reading over here. So maybe I should just put all the cards down, and then I can just pull it up and tell you, finish my thought. So look at this. We have a number 8. So this is like the Lion's Gate. So something that we are like actually seeing right now, on the 8th of August this year, it's going to spectacularly come back. So you really, really need to, even if you don't want to, really organize yourself. Roll up your sleeves. Business endeavors are going to be really important. Who you are, how you're making money, where the money is coming from, what kind of projects we are doing, and all that is going to be important. And then we have Two of Fire. And this is like in our environment. So we maybe have people around us who are like, yeah, maybe you're applying for a job. They're not sure if you're the one. You're not sure if they're the one. Maybe you need a job and you're trying to convince them. And they're picking up on not being authentic, where you are not being authentic because you're saying, are you kidding me? I would not do this. I would do something else. And that's why I'm saying there's a birth of that. That's something else that you always wanted to do. It looks like you're going to start doing it. Some of you full blast, some of you just on one, and you're going to be turning this notch, and 2, 3, 4, right? It's going to feel like that. And then we have 7 of Sea, and that's in hopes and wishes. And let's see. Oh, look at this. We avoided Tower, and there is like 4 of Fire. So Tower would be next. Well, no, you see, we just avoided it. So not going to happen. Look at that. So anyway, let me go back to the story. So Fool came to this destruction. He was trying to climb up. Yeah, I'm on top of the world, kind of a thing. But everything fell apart. How many times have I been in that kind of situation in life? When you feel you're so happy, and you wake up the next morning and like everything shifted, and like you're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, how long was I sleeping? What the hell is going on over here, right? And so Fool is sitting over here in this physical devastation. In the real tarot card, you will see everything is freaking burned out. Like the king is falling off, the servant is falling off. Like, I mean, the lighting doesn't care who basically is being struck with this. Tarot can also talk about relationships, which I can see over here, that are non-productive. Relationships that, you know, somebody is really not in. Somebody is in only with one foot, not even with one leg. This could be us. Or it could be that just continuously this kind of like dance, and somebody's trying to ground somebody. It's more becoming goal-oriented than the relationship itself. It doesn't have that flame. It's kind of like this burning kind of like tail that we kind of like saw before, kind of like appear a little bit too much. So this Fool is saying, that's it, I give up this journey. Remember this beautiful lady that I met on the 6th kind of like station, lover station? I'm going back to the lover station. And that's the best I can do. I just like want to kind of jump her bones, and I'll be doing it all day and all night. And who cares about finishing this? And as he's saying this and trying to convince himself to get out of his funk and this whole depression, he's seeing this beautiful, absolutely stunning young lady. The same lady that he saw in the stage number 6. Except she's saying, what's going on? hey, come over here. I have things for you. I have fruits. I have water. You need to get stronger. You've been through something really, really difficult. I'll be taking care of you. Come over. Come over. So he's going, but she's putting these fruits in front of him. She's putting like this water. She has like these two beautiful urns or jugs with water that she's kind of pouring on him. And now he's starting to feel better. Now he's not feeling that devastating. Now he's not feeling all this kind of like impact that he had from this tower. Now he's saying, oh my God, like, I mean, he's like realizing that she's something special. It's not like very kind of like earthy and approachable kind of like lady who was like just all into him in stage number 6. He kind of like realized there is like some kind of like different presence over here. So he kind of like looked down and his ego started to come back. And the more ego will come back, she started to fade. She started to fade. And then he started being humbled and he said, don't go. I love you. I really want to be with you. Just don't go. She says, but I will be here. Just look up. So he looked up. There were like so many stars in the sky. He said, why would I look up? All these stars are there, and what can I do with them? Nothing. I will never get there. She goes, well, never is a heavy word. How about pick one? So he's looking at her, thinking about that, and realizing, oh my God, what do I have to lose? And then he looks at her as she's completely fading away, and she says, follow your star. Well, this is the card that represents us, my dear ladies and gentlemen. So if you didn't know the story, it's a very powerful story. It's a story that hope is what pushes us forward. Hope is like what kind of like makes us excel, makes us make us go somewhere. So it is really, really important to kind of like have that realization. So there is like something that we are so getting clear on, almost like it's becoming non-negotiable. And this is like many of us, it felt like we settled, and I settled in the wrong way. I have to do this because I don't know if it can make better. And I'm talking about people in relationship and out of relationship. People in relationship, maybe you're with someone who is just simply not fulfilling, and who is simply not providing that special ingredient. Rice is rice. You kind of like cook rice, but heck, where are the spices? Where's the salt? It's like blah, right? And you're like wondering, is this the life that I wanted? Am I going to just sit on this disaster of tower and just going to accept it? That's the way it is. It's the final station. Or am I going to go and get this new skill and start being a mover and shaker that I was? And this is who I am, somewhere buried under the layers of life. And I see that like very, very strongly. See, it helps when you're on a almost 2 months hiatus and coughing, and kind of like start looking at this, because this 8 of C is different in this particular deck. Look at the kitty. Kitty is listening to the shell, and like, when you put the shell to your ear, you're hearing these beautiful sounds of the distant sea. So there's like this need to walk away. This card in the regular deck is showing somebody in a cloak walking away in darkness toward this like full moon, and kind of like really wondering, what do I need to do? How do I need to get there? What do I want to get out of it? It's going to be a strong need to start something anew. Very, very, very strong. So guys, focus on the 9th of February. I think there'll be lots of shifting happening. It's going to be almost like before the 9th and after the 9th. So what's happening on the 9th? 9th is full moon in Leo. Leo is the opposite sign. It's always how it basically happens during the transit. And it's really important to understand this is kind of like fulfillment. It's about relationship. Because look at this. So much better things are there for us if we make this decision, if we kind of like try to say, well, we are going forward, we are doing things forward. Because it almost looks like that somebody else also has been waiting for us to make a decision, maybe waiting to see kind of like, can I make a world with this person? Can I make a relationship with this person? Is this, and what it is. It's almost like finally you put a finger on it, and up to this point there was like no point. And then also we had 8 of C, and we have a 7 of C, 8 of Cups and 7 of Cups. This is all about hopes. This is all about turning them into reality. All right, these kind of like water balloons, soap balloons are not necessarily reality. They kind of like look and they reflect a whole bunch of things, but they ultimately pop. And this is kind of like a fear that we are going to have. It's kind of like a little child learning to walk, right? Remember, this is going to be the main lesson, skill. We are doing something because we start to believe in ourselves. We are letting go of people who are not sure about us. We are kind of like wishing them really well, and it's going to be really nice letting go, because it's going to be, look, I love you so much that I think you need to go in a new direction, because that new direction is going to be something really helpful to you. And I also need to go. It could be one of those, well, I wouldn't call it trial separations. It would be, look, I need to try this. I need to see what is else out there. You know, it's going to be really pragmatic, but there's like somebody else. This King of Pentacles, this gorgeous king, is like somebody who, let's say, has been through things. To me, this is the husband quality, to be honest. It's somebody who is reliable, somebody who maybe acquire things, somebody maybe who has nice things, somebody who don't mind working hard at all. This person could have his own company. This could be a person from banking industry, that kind of stuff. So this person is arriving. It's almost like imminent arrival. So we're talking February 9th, February 10th. Open the door and somebody like that is going to show up. You need to be open to it, and you need to close the door first. You have to understand that, guys. This is kind of like karma wheel is revolving. If you're holding on to it, it's not going to get you where you need to get. And sometimes it gets us like to tower moments, which we really don't want. So there's going to be an element of fear of how we are getting there. And we're going to really kind of like have to figure out where we really want to go with this. And I really think there's like something going to the next level. And this is lovely card. 4 of Wands is, to me, and we are in the year number 4. So we are starting this year. It's our month. Hi, Matrix. Yeah. You want to come up? We're starting this year with a big bang, guys. This is like, hey, you know, I see this light from the above. I really want what I want. And there is like a fire, because we started with fire. And it was sort of like somebody kind of like is kind of like clipping our wings. Maybe like it's a relationship or friendship with someone who, let's say, is not supportive. Like, I mean, there are lots of these faux friendships, and honestly, you tell me, guys, you have comments, you're Aquarians. I mean, I really want to know what you are thinking about that. But to me, Aquarians are usually like really, really good friends, and friendship to me means something really special. So I don't know if that means the same for you. When I arrive here to North America, it's friends. That's, everybody's a friend. And of course, it kind of like drives me nuts to this day, because to me, not everybody's a friend. I really use the word acquaintance very often, because everybody's either coworker, acquaintance, or family, pretty much to me. Only like few friends that I have. And they really, really have to really build it up. So this card is stability. This card is, okay, the answer is arriving out of freaking nowhere. And it is like literally following your own star, going in that direction, kind of getting out of that indecision state, getting out of in that settling for, coming into who we are, believing who we are. So guys, as I said, I would love to hear your thoughts of what a friendship means for you. And it's going to be a really interesting month. So I really want to know what's going to happen. I'm going to go mid-month touch-up. I want to do this year a little bit differently things, because if I get bored, like, I mean, then I don't really get a good reading, so I have to shuffle things a bit around. Also, I'll be doing a little bit less of my lives on Saturdays, but if you haven't tried to join us, please do, because I'll try to do something also different for that purpose as well. So my dear Aquarians, you know that I love you. This was supposed to be 5-minute reading, and hell, I cannot stop. So namaste. I wish you all the best. I love you, and until the next month, have a wonderful time and follow your star